Hey everybody, thanks for stopping by and watching another one of my videos, if you are. Last video was a bit of a showcase of some online fights. What I'm going to try and do in the future is edit out the loading screens and maybe put some commentary over the top. I think that might be helpful for explaining what's going on while it's going on. Could talk about things like smart moves my opponent makes, dumb moves I make, some of the smart moves I made, and so on. Kind of go over situational awareness. But before that video, I'm going to do something that's a little bit easier. So I'm going to talk about a little bit more tech with Geras and what I'm doing in certain situations and what I've decided to change. So I'll start with what I've decided to change. In one of my Geras tech videos, I went over what you can do against like a blocking opponent, which is kind of tick throw. If I didn't, I'm sorry. I definitely recorded that video, might not have uploaded it. But going over some of his tick throw options, he's got his forward 2 into away towards 2. And that's nice just because if you start in the center and they block you, you get a nice little carry. And then in the corner, once you apply pressure, you can kind of punish them for blocking even more and get a nice little restand. So that's pretty useful. Another thing that you can do with Geras against a blocking opponent is the jump in attack into the away towards 1. It will work with any jump in, I'm pretty sure. Let's try that again. Yep, just about any jump in. So that was the 4 and the 3 working. So that was nice. You can get it's kind of harder, but the down 3 into the throw you can get as well. You can also get the standing 1 into the throw. What I was using the most though was the forward 2 because it hits mid, standing 1 hits high, and the down 3 is just as fast as the forward 2, but it's a little bit harder because sometimes it won't come out like that. It'll come out like this, so it'll do the kind of hammer fist instead of the tackle. With practice, you can get pretty good at it, but in like the heat of the moment in a game, it's not necessarily a thing you want to do. Plus, there's no advantage because it doesn't even hit low. It looks like it hits low, so maybe you can get your opponent to think that it's hitting them low. But I mean, if they're smart, there's no point because you'll have already conditioned them probably by that point with that. So forward 2 is quicker. I can pull it off a little bit better, so I recommend doing that, or the jump in. The jump in's nice because it punishes them standing. It really punishes them if they crouch, and yeah, that's pretty good. It can be anti-aired, so that's the risk with that you don't have the forward 2. But what I'm going to talk about next is some problems that I've been having with Geras that I think some people may have noticed. Where's the blocking? Here's the blocking. That may have noticed in some of the videos that I put up. So sometimes, certain situations, I'd expect the opponent to block the forward 2, and they wouldn't. So, I don't know about you, but I don't have Sonic Fox's reaction, so I can't just, hit confirm and go right into, changing my stream of thought. So if I'm thinking forward 2 grab, it's gonna come out forward 2 grab. I'm already ahead of myself doing that. And, yeah, even if I try to change it, it doesn't quite come out what I want it to be. I end up just mashing triangle. And anyways, what I'm saying is it's hard to change the thing you planned on doing upon seeing just a hit confirm. So that's something you can practice and obviously get better at, but just in general, this hit confirm, if you're planning on going with the grab right after it, you miss. And that's kind of annoying that you miss on a hit confirm. So if they block, you're rewarded. If they don't block, they're rewarded because, as you can see, they recover before you do. And most characters have a down 1 that they can get out in time, or standing 2, or something that's going to punish you. Checking some of the other moves, the standing 2 also doesn't make it, so that sucks. 3 doesn't make it, 4 doesn't make it, 1 doesn't make it. Literally none of the hit confirms transfer into a grab when they actually hit the player. I mean, if you keep running that the whole time, that's fine. It'll work, but the problem with that is, say they are blocking, you throw a high, they uppercut you, crush and blow. You manage to get that onto a block and then swing with your leg. Most there's enough time that a lot of characters can counter that. A lot of characters down ones can stop that. Even just, I mean, the simple act of ducking opens you up, because if they're ducking this and you're open for a crushing blow, odds are they're going to stay ducking when you throw that out. So in general, it's annoying because, oh, that's another thing. If they're blocking, that doesn't hit because they need to be kind of in the air. So your main ways of getting into that don't work when they're blocking. So that's the need for kind of these tick throw moves like the forward 2. That's why I use that a lot, or even the jump in. That stuff's pretty good. But anyways, from a mid-screen, back to what I was saying, if they aren't blocking and they just take the hit and you go for the grab, there you go, nothing happens. You're not rewarded. That works, which is great. So I actually like to do the down 3 and the hammer a lot more now. Only risk with that, of course, is if they block low, because the hammer hits high. Right? His little doom fist hits high or whatever. So you kind of open yourself up. But usually it's quick enough that it doesn't happen too much. And this is enough to, like, actually, no. I mean, it's not optimal. It works sometimes. I'll say that about most of these things. They work sometimes. But what for sure doesn't work is going into that. The grab doesn't work off of it. Like, literally, none of your kind of things work unless you're going into a freeze or any other strike. Obviously, when you land strikes, you're going to be able to land follow-up strikes. That's just how the game works. But in terms of throws, or at least this throw, I should say, some other characters' throws hit on different kind of pokes. Like, I think Kano has a couple throws that hit on pokes, and I want to say, anyways, I'm pretty sure there's got to be more than just Kano, but with Geras, his throw does not hit. So that got me thinking. I'm gonna just show you a combo I've been working on, but the point isn't the combo for this video. The point is just to change characters here, or change loadouts for Geras, I should say. So with this loadout, which is his second loadout, I believe it's Old Soul is the tournament version of the loadout. Nice little combo here that I've been working on for a while. Over 400 damage on 2 meters. Not something you'll want to do a lot because it puts you at disadvantage with meters. But in the corner, finishing out a game, why not? Anywho, what I'm trying to say is, that's the way toward 2. Way toward triangle or wide, depending on what you're playing on. But so that's just a nice little check that transfers right into it. You might be thinking, whatever, what about the ones you showed us? Well, that works. That works. Literally, that's a funny little move. I'm trying to work that one in. But even the mid that kind of makes it crouch, your forward 2 suddenly works. So your main pressure move works when you hit. Now I know what you're thinking, but Mr. 2 cents, that grab there is a mid. So, like, what if they're blocking? Well, if they're blocking, obviously you don't get it. But what's nice is that when you have success, like say you outpoke them, which ends up happening a lot. Like if you watch any of the fights from my last upload, there's a lot of guys who like to get a lot of poking action. So you can go from a poke, you know, say you got your frame advantage, and then you go poke into that, you know, and you did it quickly, unlike how I did it. You can get your shit off, you know. The other thing too is you're rewarded a lot more. So like, say you do your grab, right? You can either just have them fall, and that would be akin to like the throw. You know, at the end of the throw, they're on the ground. You've reset. As of right now, there's less benefits to this one because you can't really hit someone who's blocked, or the same amount of benefits because you can hit someone off a hit, but you can't hit someone off a block. So what's nice about this one, and what I find has helped me a lot online with this variation, is going any hit confirm into a meter burn version, and then you can do shit with it. It's nice. You can get your I've been having a lot of fun with this one. And you can throw them back into the other side, or if you're really inclined, you can just go into another grab, throw them back on the ground, boom. Basically, if you're having trouble because the tick throws for the first loadout aren't landing as much as you'd like them to because your opponent isn't blocking, I'd like to just say again, that's the crazy thing to me, is like if you go for a throw off of a hit and like they're in a pain animation, with the first I think it's living something or other, living statue or monument or some shit. Anyways, first loadout preset, if you hit with any of these guys and you don't like, do a full string that usually cancels, if you don't do a cancelable string, and you're just doing pokes, like single strikes, your throw will never land if the strike actually hits the opponent. If they're blocking, you win. You feel great, because then the opponent's off, they're thinking, oh, I don't know what to do, like, if I'm blocking, I get a throw, so maybe I'll start opening up. The problem is, you get into a poke match sometimes, and you lose the poke match when that thing, which is a throw in the other variation, won't land. Whereas in this one, as you can see, you can win a poke match, which is, especially nice, because it lets you just rip shit off. Missed that. Get back in that corner. I actually want this one now. Still trying to get used to the idea. Need meter. That's sad. Anywho, y'all get the gist. Do this thing. Then boom. You can do that mid-screen, you can do that in the corner. That's the thing I really like about his second variation, is you have a lot more stuff that you get to do. Another thing, I'm just going to say it now, I'm not really going to talk about a ton of stuff, is instead of lifting them from the sand hammers, you get a little neck chop / teleport, and you're within striking distance. And it's the same distance where you can do a regular sand trap again and get them, or you can hit them with your forward 1 or forward 2-1-2 lands. It's just a nice distance, which was the same with the other one. No real difference there, but if they're far away and you land it, you get to move in on them. So, second variation, there's just a lot of good tech to it. There's a lot of useful things that help in situations that the first one is weak in. You do lose the strength of basically getting to nullify their blocks, but what you lose in that, you make up for with combos from mid-screen that you might not have otherwise been able to pull off, or that look a lot like ones in the corners, so they're kind of easy to remember. I mean, just being able to go like this, and suddenly you're punishing them for like 300 damage. That's not something you could do with your single bar combos that were mid-screen with the first variation of Geras. So the fact that you get that, to me, makes this worth it. So if you're playing online and you're having trouble with, losing the poke battles that seem to happen a lot in this game, try switching to the second variation and, throw a few of those out, because if you land them and you have meter, you can get 300 damage off, which is very, very useful. So once again, next video, hopefully that I get up, I'll either do another character. I'm working on Scarlet pretty hard. She's a tough character to get good with, but she's fun. Like, there's a lot of cool things, and she's very different from Geras, so I enjoy that. So hopefully I can either get a tech video of Scarlet, or I can get a video where I do more kind of conversation over gameplay. Kind of post-editing conversation, commentary, if you will, over the fights that I'm doing online. I think that might be the big goal, because that can be more helpful, like in this given, say, in X situation, you're going to want to take Y approach. That can be helpful. But until then, I hope that hope you have fun, rolling with the second version of Geras. And if you love the first one, there's no reason to stop. It should be noted your 2-1-2 will not grab. I'm just going to say that. So you want to do a 2-1 instead, and then you can kind of 2-1 into other things. So that one won't land, so you really need to go 2-1 into this. I know I'm rambling here, but just for people who are wondering, 2-1 into grab is going to be your new starter instead of a 2-1-2 or anything like that from mid-screen. Honestly, that's a lie. Anything can be used. Just have fun with it. I'm trying to get the overhead there. Whatever. Tick throws, when they're not doing it for you, just go with regular old hit combos with the second character selection. Or not character selection, I keep getting that wrong. Your second preset, second variation, whatever words you want to use. The one for Geras is nice because it makes your mid-screen more powerful. You don't get punished for making hits, which I think is really important. And yeah, thanks for watching. Hopefully I'll have the next videos up within the week. We'll see. Alright, have a good one.